What's going on this Monday? Frank Rock, House of Orange Sports Channel. We are in basically the home stretch of the college baseball season. We got 2 weeks left in the regular season. Then it's SEC tournament, then NCAA tournament at that point. Regional, super regionals, college World Series. I mean, we've got a couple months left, but we're almost down to go time right now. Can this Tennessee baseball team turn things around? We'll attempt to answer that and some thoughts I have on that. Make sure you hit the like, if you will, share out the content. 62 away from 4,000. Seems like just recently that was going on for 3,000. So thank you for the support. Hit that subscribe button. It is free if you have not already. But I want, some things that stand out to me looking at this Tennessee baseball team. Now, I said coming into the year, this team reminded on paper and everything I looked at, I said 2023 is what stands out to me as the comparison. And, there was people earlier in the season, is this team better than 24? No, it never was going to be. It never was going to be on that. And, now this team's struggling. They've lost 3 series in a row. They've lost 4 out of 5. Can they turn it around? Yes, they can. And there's some things that I think you get going and you're in pretty good shape. You've got Indiana State tomorrow night. They've been pretty good the last few years. They're not as good this year. So you got to take care of business there. You absolutely, positively, you have to win against Vanderbilt this weekend. You don't necessarily have to sweep them. You've got to get them both. You're right there on that line where if you lose 2 more series, you might drop to a 2 seed. One publication today dropped them to 17th. Now, I don't, looking at it, let me find them here just a minute. I know USA Today has them 12th, Baseball America 13th, D1 Baseball 15th, Perfect Game has them 17th here as they dropped 6 places in 3 out of the 4. D1 dropped them from 12 to 15. You really need a series win this weekend. Sweep would be great. Can you get back into possibly that super regional top 8 host? I would think you almost would have to sweep, win out, not lose a single game, and probably make some noise in Hoover as well for that to happen. And that's a tall task based on how his team's playing right now, because you got Vanderbilt coming in, and then you go to Arkansas to end the season. Neither series is going to be easy right now. But some things that stand out to me, the biggest. Tennessee is tied for 13th with 3 teams, themselves and 2 other teams, for defensive fielding percentage at 971. Then Mississippi State and Missouri. Oklahoma is 16th at 970, only 1 percentage point under that. Tennessee is tied with Oklahoma with 25 errors. And something that stands out to me is when looking at it, Tennessee has 25 errors in conference play. Their opponents have 13. That's almost 2-1. That's 12 more errors. What that tells me is Tennessee is giving up too many runs, too many freebies, you could say there. They're hitting. Tennessee's known for their hitting. They ranked 4th in the conference with a 271 team average. Home runs, they're normally up there. I was counting it here. What do I have them at? Let's say you've got Georgia 1 at 56, Arkansas 2 at 55. Let's see, Ole Miss at 43. I don't like on this SEC site that you can't organize them by the greatest to least or least to greatest, whatever on it. Let's see, you got Mississippi State 41. Let's see, Tennessee's at 34. Tennessee's down around, I've lost count already, about 7th, 8th, because you got Texas ahead of them. You got Florida ahead of them as well. So Tennessee's bread and butter, which is the home run, they're down. Walks, I mean, they rank mid to lower in the conference. Strikeouts, not too, they're not too bad on that one. OBP 973 ranks I mean, about the same. You're in about that middle range on it. Stolen bases, only 14, and surprisingly enough, that's not even the worst. There are what, four teams worse than that. That kind of surprised me there along the way. So, and it's just not your typical Tennessee offense. I'd be curious. I need to look back at 2023 and look how these kind of compare, as they're reminding me a lot of each other. Difference was, and Kerry made a pretty good point yesterday. I think it was on Twitter. He made a point, but that 2023 team was struggling. Vanderbilt come to town and things turned around. You hope you get the same kind of magic this weekend. And really at this point, my hope is we can host at least for the regional. And the thing of it is, you may not be top 8, but let's say you're around 12. Okay, if you're around 12, that's going to put you playing like the 4th seed or something, 4th or 5th seed. Should be the 4th. And no. It's 5-12. I'm sorry, 5-12 on that one. So if you were, say, 12, 5-12, let's say 5 gets beat in their regional, you're hosting then at that point. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that even if you're not a top 8, you could still end up hosting a super regional, because it's, we see 1 seed to lose every year with it. I mean, think about Tennessee Super Regional. They played a 4 seed last year. East Carolina and Wake Forest both got beat and put out of it. So anything's possible in that regard. But a couple of things that really need to clean up is the defense, one. And, here's the thing about it. Tony Vitello said it. They're still young. They're still learning. I have to imagine they're still working on this. All right. I've had some talk. I've had some say, well, they should know how to do these things at this point. No, that a good coach teacher never stops instructing. You never take it for granted that these guys do. I would venture to sit here and tell you, not every guy coming to campus is not in Knoxville is fundamentally sound. There are some bad coaches at the younger ages that can mess things up. Analytics is the big thing. Analytics doesn't focus as much on defense anymore, based on what my read of it is. It's based on throwing hard and hitting the ball far. A lot of analytics. I know that's not all of it, but we're more worried about those things now. Now, I've seen somebody bring it up about LSU and the Ole Miss teams that won it in 2022 and 23. You look at some of those, their left side of the infield's made errors and they overcome it. Well, it's because they were hitting. Tennessee won the national championship last year because of their hitting. This team's not hitting at a good enough pace right now. Here's where I look at it at. Now, conference play. Inslee, 333. He's top 10 in conference. This is in conference play. I'm not counting non-conference. Newstrom, 333. He's only got 15 at bats, but we'll come back to that one in a minute. Fisher, 313. Bargo, 305. Keelan, 297. Abernathy, 283. It's another one we'll come back to. Chapman, 262. His has gone down, but there's still some things here. I don't take Chapman out. Grimmer, 250. He's only got 4 bats. He's 1 out of 4. Curley, 245 in conference. Antigua, 244. Peebles, 236. Marin, 227. Clark, 167. Lawless, 143. That's what I'm looking at. And I know they went Clark and Marin this weekend. Here's where I make the change. And I'm going to give you one category as why. Our top on-base percentage guys, Andrew Fisher at 472. Our second one, now he has half the at-bats. I'm putting this guy in, and I'm letting him do his thing. That's Jay Abernathy. Jay Abernathy needs to be in the lineup. He's 283 in conference. Now he's only 1 out of 3 in stolen bases. I just don't think this team puts an emphasis on stealing offensively or defensively, because it's just not something we do a lot of offensively. And we look pretty rough defending it defensively. I just can't believe that they put a whole lot of emphasis on that. And I think we're missing out on that, especially a guy like Abernathy. It's supposed to be just this machine on the bases. But I'm looking here. Here's my 9. We need all the offense we can get. We need guys getting on base. Inslee, here's what my line. I could go 3 ways. I would go Keelan, Inslee, Fisher, Peebles right now. Peebles is swinging as good of a bat as anybody on the team. I'd have him clean up. Bargo 5th. I'd probably go Curley 6th. I could go lower with him. I'm still sticking with Chapman. I think Chapman needs to be in. Chapman 7th. Chris Newstrom 8th. Jay Abernathy 9th. That's where I'm going with it. One flip I could make and I wouldn't have a problem with. I would go, personally, I would probably go Andrew Fisher 1. And because of that OBP, that on-base percentage, I would have him 1. I could flip him and Keelan and be just fine. I know last night I said I wouldn't have Keelan lower than 2, but I wouldn't have a problem with Keelan at 3. Or maybe I keep Keelan up at the top, but maybe I'll take Abernathy out, move everybody down, and I insert Abernathy to top with that 421 OBP, which is second on the team. That to me is a guy who can get on base and make things happen. And we need guys who can do that right now. I know they're playing Clark and Marin. The numbers to me don't back it up. And I love the potential both guys. Both big-time prospects coming in. Both are going to do big things at Tennessee when it's all said and done. But let's make no mistake about it. How many guys have we seen over the years who have been humbled by the SEC? And I think these guys, when it comes to at the plate, they're getting a little bit of humbling from the SEC. And again, it's not that there's not the potential, and it's not that they're not good enough ball players. They have it. It's just teams are adjusting to them. How are they going to adjust? I mean, we saw it with Blake Burke some, and, look how that turned out. Blake Burke worked through it and adjusted and had a heck of a year, very, vital part of last year's team. So, I mean, it happens to good players that the SEC sometimes gets you. Right now, to me, I'm giving Newstrom and Abernathy run. I have more confidence in them two than I do Clark and Marin. Just my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. And again, I'm not by any means saying anything negative about Clark and Marin. Love them as players. Love their potential. To me, right now, it's just hard to keep Newstrom and Abernathy out based on what they've done and what they're bringing to the table right now. I think that would help. I think that would help a lot. Now, Clark did some good things. He had some good swings. The thing that stood out to me, though, was 8 left on base over the weekend. And in the big situations, he wasn't clutch. Marin had a game where he had a couple hits, but still yet. I just think we're missing a little bit. And Chris Newstrom has got it. That dude gets fired up. I mean, he came off the bench yesterday and had the game-winning hit. I think him and Abernathy would add something to that lineup. And there's some guys Curley's got to drop. Curley's got to drop in the lineup. He's not getting it done in the 2-hole right now. So you got to make some changes there. Your defense, that's something to me. A good teacher, a good coach never stops teaching and instructing. If this coaching staff is if they're just focused everything on BP and very little fielding, then it shows. I just have a hard time believing that because I think a lot of us thought when Ross Kivett come back, the fielding would improve. How much of it's coaching, how much of it's players? I mean, it's got to be a combination because coaches can't field it for them. But there's just so many things, man. There's just so many things to scratch my head about. And, there's some young guys playing too. The youth comes in, and that's, again, why you don't assume youth, no matter what your status is, 4 or 5 star or whatever, that they come in fundamentally sound. There's just programs that don't put an emphasis on it coming up. It's just not, man. And, there's programs that do, some that don't. But, I mean, even, as much as I've gone on about Antigua, In SEC play, Curley's got 6 errors and Teagle's got 5. Marin's got 4. Those are the highest on the team. And if it was old school scoring, they would have more on it. And then you come to pitching. That's the last one on it. Doyle's obviously done his thing. Doyle come back, was big in that game, 2 extra innings. Phillips has been pretty good. He's still been decent, though. Phillips has. He's kept the team in each of his starts in it to win. Now that Texas A&M Saturday, everybody got shelled in that one. But again, you don't make a play here or there. What happens? Frustration sets in. Then the floodgates open. I mean, it's happened with Phillips. It's happened with Coons. It's happened with Snead. Guys don't make a play, and then all of a sudden that just opens the floodgates. So it's kind of unfair sometimes, but that's where you need your defense behind you to do its thing. And then what do we do with Russell? Do we keep him in that opener? Could we go closer? Could we go segue? I mean, what do we do there on it? Because right now it's pretty, based on what we've seen, 2 innings. And then, like yesterday, the wheels come off after that. And then, I don't blame them for sending him back out. They absolutely should have. But then that's where things went sideways. We really need some guys like, in Arvidsson. We need Loy, had a good outing on Saturday in game 2. I said I thought Coons was really good. I would probably have Coons as the Sunday guy and let Russell work his way in, but it is what it is. And maybe Coons becomes that guy, kind of what they envision Snead in. I would trust Coons right now over Snead. That's just me speaking. And, if you're not going to start Coons, let him be that guy. Possibly comes in and puts the fire out or saves it. I don't know. I don't think that's a bad role to have, and I think he would be good for it if, they decide he's not going to start. Krenzel's he's had a little bit of a rougher time. We've seen some good out of him, though. I mentioned Arvidsson. Arvidsson's problem is the walks. That's where he gets in trouble, is the walks. Because there's times he looks awesome, and then it's the walks. Franklin, it's kind of his walks haven't been bad. He has had some. They're getting him on fastballs a lot. So, what's the mix with that? There's just so much with it. But, there's nothing right now for this team that's going totally right. One thing that would solve it would be to get the offense back going. A few changes, actually. Change the lineup. Change a couple guys out, and I know what they were going with last week. I don't think it's my opinion on it. I don't agree with the lineup, but again, here's the thing. I say all this, because that's what we do. We question. We've questioned Heupel. We've questioned Barnes. We've questioned all of them. All right, that's what we do here. We've got an awesome coaching staff. I have full confidence they will get it turned around. And I have full confidence we'll at least get to the Supers. Will we get to Omaha? It's tough to get back to Omaha year in, year out. I have full confidence, though, this team will at least get to the Supers, though. And you know what? The good thing about it is the season's not won in May. It's what you do in June that matters. So we'll wrap up on that one. Thank you guys for the support. Have a great rest of your evening. Frank, House of Orange. Last but not least, go Vols.